lawmakers as it tries to get out of Act 47 financial recovery. Help may be on the way, though, and here to talk about that, as well as her attempts to raise the state's minimum wage, is Dauphin County State Representative Patty Kim. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Glad to be here.
Let's start with Act 47. You represent Harrisburg.
Yep.
You served on Harrisburg City Council before. What will happen if the city gets out of financial recovery without the ability to keep the taxes that it currently implements, the local services taxes and whatnot?
Right. So, Matt, the Act 47 program has been very helpful for Harrisburg. But the state law also says that you can only be in Act 47, the state assisted program, for 5 years. So that 5 years is coming up this September. Under Act 47, we were allowed to use certain taxing authority, the earned income tax and also the local services tax. That combined, which pretty much affects commuters, is about $12 million. And if we exit Act 47, that $12 million goes away. And we cannot stand alone without that. So we have a bill. I have a bill with Representative Greg Rothman of Cumberland County, to exit Act 47, but keep that taxing authority temporarily until we can stand steady.
And Speaker Mike Turzai says no, that we're not going to do that, but you're still going to try to put that up in September when the House reconvenes. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the Speaker, was very honest with us, and we appreciate that. He thinks that there's more that we can do, so he also wants to have a hearing and have a bill. So we're doing everything we can to accommodate, what he would like to see. So we're going to have a House hearing with, local government, urban affairs, finance, and talk about the plight of Harrisburg and how important it is to have those taxing authorities.
Harrisburg's not the first city to go through Act 47.
Right.
So why then should the rules be changed for Harrisburg when they weren't changed for other cities in the past?
So actually, the city of Scranton was in Act 47 for almost over 20 years, and they had a carve-out which we tried to emulate, and it has the exact same thing where there's an LST that they're allowed to keep it, and whatever extra that they have gets to go into a trust fund to help employees after retirement. So we're not the only one.
But there still are other cities that have been unsuccessful in getting out of Act 47 in terms of being able to keep whatever taxes that they've put in. So what is then the next play if the property taxes aren't going up, which Mayor Papenfu says isn't going to happen? What then is the next play?
So this is a critical time for Harrisburg. There are some people who have that same concern. If you give that carve out to Harrisburg and Scranton, everyone else is going to do the same. We feel Harrisburg is special. We're the only city that went through receivership, and we want to come out and be a success story and say that, look, we went through receivership, Act 47, and now we're doing really well. And I am convinced that this is our last hurdle before we are the official comeback city. I
want to move on to minimum wage, and this is something that you've been pushing for a few years now. And the bill that's currently in play, $12 an hour immediately, up from $7.25, up to $15, correct, by the year 2024. This hasn't gotten a lot of positive reaction on the other side of the aisle. Why do you think that is?
There is this rhetoric that, it's going to kill jobs and, it's going to hurt the economy. And I just have to point to the other states surrounding us, that they've all gone up, not to $15 an hour, okay, but they've gone up. We are still the lowest at $7.25 an hour. 29 other states have done that. Okay, what does that matter, Patty? We have to make sure that the workers get paid enough to survive, okay? Times have changed. Minimum workers are not your teenagers. They're not the young people. When I go to those big box companies, I'm not gonna name which ones, I see senior citizens there working because they don't get enough Social Security. Why are we not supporting folks for a good, if they work 40 hours a week, they should be able to be paid and to afford a one-bedroom apartment?
What's your response to the people that say, well, why doesn't government help with better job training that will help these entry-level jobs be better paid right off the bat instead of working minimum wage jobs?
Sure. Matt, this is going to be a comprehensive plan. I'm not stuck on $15 an hour. I think that's what it should be nowadays. But let's just raise the minimum wage up to $7.25 to show other states and the rest of the country that we value our workers, and tag a cost of living adjustment to it. Plus, the governor thankfully put more money into technical jobs, education. It has to be a 3, 4, 5-pronged approach. better public education, better CTE, technical education, STEAM, whatnot, and raising the minimum wage, I think will really secure us and have an economy that we can all be proud of.
And it is worth noting that the governor did raise the minimum wage for state employees, and he did that through an executive order. So this is something I guess we'll continue to have to watch and as we move forward, as well as Act 47. Representative Patty Kinn representing Dauphin County, Harrisburg, Steelton, and the rest of the area. Fox 43 Morning News will be right back.